Welcome to this short introduction to OUP webinars. This video will show you the main functionality of the webinar room to help you take part fully in the webinar, ensuring you can focus on the content and the webinar experience and not worry about the technology and finding your way around. 24 hours before the webinar you've registered for, you'll receive our pre-webinar email inviting you to join the session. This email will confirm the title, date, and start time of the webinar, as well as providing a link to a time zone converter and useful information about how to access the webinar room. It will also contain your joining link. You'll need to click on this to enter the webinar. When you click on the link in your email, you'll be directed to this page. Following this, there will be a few moments of software installation. Simply follow the instructions on your screen. Following the software installation, you'll see this loading screen. When all 5 circles are highlighted, the webinar room will open. Once you're in the webinar room, you will see the 4 main areas: the video-audio area, the chat area, the participants area, and the main presentation screen or whiteboard area. You will also find your presenter and an OUP moderator in the room with you. Let's look at the video-audio area first. For most OUP webinars, video and audio will only be used by the presenter and possibly the OUP moderator. This means you will see them and hear them, but they won't see or hear you. Their image will appear here, and you will need to ensure that your sound is on, either through headphones or speakers. When you join the room, you can do a quick audio check. Simply click on Tools, Audio, and Audio Setup Wizard. Now let's look at the participant area. Everyone that's joined the room will be listed here. You'll also see a number of icons. Your presenter may refer you to these during the webinar, so let's look at them more closely. The first icon shows a face and will give you a list of emoticons that you can use. The second icon is the Away button. Click it to show us if you've stepped away from your computer and are unable to answer questions at that time. Clicking it again brings you back into the room. The third icon is the Raise Hand icon. Click this icon to raise your hand. To lower your hand, simply click the icon again. Your presenter may ask you to use this to answer questions. For example, raise your hand if you've never been to a webinar before. The last icon is the voting or polling icon. The presenter can use this function to ask you yes, no, true, false, or multiple choice questions. Now let's focus on the chat area. This is an important area as it's where you'll communicate with your speaker, moderator, and other participants. The most important thing to note about this area is that everybody can see what everybody writes. To write a message, simply click in the box at the bottom of the chat, type your message, and then click Enter. You can also select from a number of emoticons. If the chat area feels too small and you're finding it hard to read or see the messages, you can click on the edge and drag it to make it bigger. The final area of note is the whiteboard area. This screen and the presenter's voice will be the main focus of the webinar. For most OUP webinars, your speaker will have visuals and text in this area. Your speaker may also ask you to annotate this screen. If they do, a toolbar will appear to the left of the whiteboard area with options such as pen, text box, and shapes. Simply take part as instructed, and remember that everything you write on the screen will be visible to all the other participants too. Now that you're familiar with the 4 main areas of the webinar room, here are some tips to help you get the most out of your experience. Focus on the content of the webinar. Stay on topic in the chat area, and try not to be distracted by others going off topic. Respond to your presenter's questions and instructions, otherwise they feel like they're talking to nobody. Ask any questions you might have when directed to by your presenter. Any questions asked while the speaker is talking may be missed. We look forward to working with you online, and we hope you enjoy the OUP webinars you take part in.